Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a long-awaited project that I actually showed you guys months ago that I was going to get started. So if you've been following for quite some time, you probably remember in one of my thrifted videos, I showed you guys this amazing piece of furniture, this awesome coffee table that I wanted to restore. So I picked this up at our local thrift store for just 15 bucks. And I have had this idea of what I've wanted to do for it since March. So it's been quite some time. And now that it's been sitting in our garage for a couple of months, I decided it's finally time to get it out and restore it. The first thing I'm going to be doing today is just sanding down the top. I'm leaving the bottom as is. Obviously, I will clean it before I paint that, but I am going to be staining the top. So it's definitely necessary to sand the top first.
You wanted me to know, never ever let you go, deal with your tough. Surrounded by colors, it's such a sight. Watching all the lovers fall into the night. All the moods in a heartbeat. We're going back where it all began. The same ground on the heartbeat. Starts to shake with you all weekend. Winter time to spring.
Okay, so here's what it's looking like all the way sanded down. You can definitely tell it's to its raw original color. And I am actually going to be staining the top an antique white stain. And the bottom portion will be painted with chalk paint in the color Country Gray. I wanted to show you guys really like a step-by-step of how I got this look. I wasn't really sure how I was going to do this, so it's just kind of like a trial and error. I would wipe on the stain. You can see it's really, really white, and I didn't want it to look like I just painted it white. So then I would go back over it with a microfiber cloth and wipe a lot of the stain off, so then you could still see the wood underneath. So you'll see I just continue this technique all around the edges, and then I'm trying to also go with the grain. The way that the grain is on this table, it's like all at an angle. So I just try to do each piece at a time. There's like 4 different pieces on the coffee table, and I try to go with the grain on each of them. So that's why I'm kind of doing it in sections. I will be adding a few additional steps to the top, so stay tuned, but I am going to, for now, go through and paint the entire bottom this Country Gray. This did take a couple of coats, so I did one entire coat last night, and then this morning I woke up and I finished with a second coat of paint. Okay, so now the next thing that I did is I took my gray paintbrush that had just like a little bit of paint on it, and I just lightly gave it some brush strokes, and then I'd wipe it off. So I wanted it to have some gray tone in it without staining it gray, and I thought this might work. I think it did turn out really nice. And you'll be able to see here at the very end how this turned out. But I am glad that I added this step. I do think it just tied the top more into the bottom with the gray. Once I got the look I was going for, I then used a white wax to finish off the top. What you want to do with your wax is just wax it on, let it sit for a few hours, and then wipe it off with a microfiber cloth. Again, the reason I chose a white wax, I already had some on hand, but I did want to give it more of a whitewashed look. That's really the look I'm going for, as you probably can tell.
You stay for a minute so I can be brave. Let me catch my breath. Now I can feel what I'm saying.
So after just letting it sit for a few hours, you'll see how I wipe it off, but for the most part, it will stay that color that it looks when you wax it on.
Make me be so much better.
Okay, so here's the final look. I'm so happy with how everything turned out. I don't think I've ever stained a top and painted the bottoms, so this is definitely a first for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't yet hit the subscribe button, make sure that you do that, and we will see you in the next video.